For every action, there's a reaction. Every move made by Ukraine and its Western partners is now being matched in retaliation by Moscow. In Brussels, European Union leaders met for a second day in order to speed up and entrench Ukraine's move westwards, with deals in the making on everything from legal reform to consumer rights. All this should, it's hoped, end the rampant corruption that's plagued Ukraine for years, as well as putting the country on a much closer political footing with the European Union.
This is the historic day for my country, and we believe this is the historic day for the entire Europe. We want to be a part of big European family.
It recognizes the aspirations of the people of Ukraine to live in a country governed by values, by democracy and the rule of law.
Of course, the Russian president is entirely impervious to all of that. His country's annexation of Crimea has been achieved effortlessly in under a month. Even if the outside world doesn't recognize the new setup as legal, the upper house of the Russian parliament ratified it, so in Moscow it is. And as you'd expect, the vote was unanimous.
I call on all members of both houses of parliament to actively engage in this effort and make everything possible for this process to continue painlessly and be fruitful for the whole of Russia and Crimea.
The head of the United Nations turned up in Kiev, once again pushing for negotiations. Given the sudden collapse in relations between the West and Moscow, that's much like trying to push water up the hill.
This current crisis can only be resolved through peaceful diplomatic solutions based on the principle of United Nations Charter, including respect for the sovereignty, unity and territorial integrity of Ukraine.
And meanwhile, in the new Russian Crimea, the standoffs continue at military bases. The Russian Prime Minister, Dmitry Medvedev, who, when President was Barack Obama's new best friend, posted on Facebook that Russia was going to try to get back $11 billion from Ukraine for renting the naval base at Sevastopol. He argued it's now Russian territory. No doubt Ukraine won't pay, but Kiev will see it as adding insult to injury. Laurence, Al Jazeera.